everybody. I'm Kelly Ellers.
I'm Jeffrey London.
And this is Volume Up by the Tees.
This month's Hello Salon Pro Box featuring Nutrafol sold out fast. We partnered with Nutrafol, the #1 selling hair growth supplement brand recommended by over 1,500 salons based on Nielsen Omnisales database to create a healthy hair experience from the inside out, and beauty pros everywhere couldn't wait to get their hands on it. Inside, pros either got a 30-day supply of Nutrafol Women's Vegan Hair Growth Supplement designed for women ages 18 to 44 and a Women's Healthy Hair Anywhere kit, or the 30-day supply of Nutrafol Men's Hair Growth Supplement along with the Men's Healthy Hair Anywhere kit. Follow Nutrafol and Hello Salon Pro on socials to see how pros are loving their products. While this month's box is no longer available, you can make sure you don't miss out on next month's exclusive Hello Salon Pro box by subscribing today. Each month we team up with top brands to deliver must-have products, treatments, and tools straight to your salon chair. Don't wait until the next one sells out. Be the first in line for next month's box. Sign up now with thetees.shop for just $34.99 or lock in a discounted subscription for $24.99 plus shipping.
Jeff is back. Back. And you know what? I missed you.
That's kind. I
did. I really did.
I feel like I've been awake just
You do.
so many hours.
Yeah, I don't.
Sleeping very little. Don't even remember going away. And here we are back again.
Seriously? It's bad? It's that. Oh, gosh.
It's just,
It's just what happens, right?
Yeah. I mean, it's good. Like I'm not upset about my sleep deprivation. I feel like I'm
Do you guys
handling
take
it.
turns? Like, how do you, who does what shift?
Well,
would
I mean,
like to
I
know.
think unfortunately for my wife who is breastfeeding, there's but so much
Yeah.
that I can do,
Yes, right.
So what I do is I'm like the diaper changer between the rotation. So
Wow. So you both get up?
yeah, because it's right now, I
Wow.
mean, it's like she's eating every 2-ish hours sort of
Yeah,
situation. So
yeah.
it's like, rinse and repeat, and then I'll wake up and change and then go back to sleep I mean, and now I'm back at work, so I'm not doing the diapers during the day. But I mean, that was the thing. It was just like, all right, it's
Yeah.
diaper time. And
All
so
right.
yeah, I'm happy and good to do that because I don't have anybody attached to me for,
Yes. That's a whole
20 to
nother
45
deal.
minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
So
congratulations. I
thank
mean,
you. That's
girl
how I'm
dad
feeling.
again.
Yep. Yeah.
I love that for you. I'm glad you welcomed a healthy little baby girl into the world.
Which is the all we can all look forward to. I mean,
Yeah.
she's happy, healthy. We're here, and I'm back. So I feel
so
like I'm
thrilled.
operating on as much sleep as I do normally. That's what I was explaining off pod.
Seriously? Oh.
I don't sleep a ton. I operate on a little bit. So it's just like separated now by some increments of other activities.
Diaper
So it's not
changing.
too bad. Yeah.
Yeah, because you're a red eye guy, and I'm always like, you're
Yeah.
nuts. I just don't even know how you
Yeah.
could function off a red
Well,
eye.
I feel like I love a red eye, as established. I also love coffee. So it's like I don't know.
Good.
I feel like there's all of the science about how needing sleep and it not having it catching up with you later in life. And so like
Yeah.
that is a
Oh.
trade-off maybe that I am not looking
Well,
forward to, but that's for the
we'll see.
future.
Yeah,
You know
we'll
what I
worry about
mean?
that.
Like
We'll
who's to
cross
say?
that bridge. And no, by then there'll be things to reverse it. I mean,
That's
I'm
what
binging
that is
Netflix
exactly what
lately.
you are, and that's what I'm hoping for. Also, they say that, and then it's like Martha Stewart, who is in her 80s, sleeping very little, and just fucking crushing it. So it's one of those things where, we'll see. We'll see about
there'll
that.
be some technological or pharmaceutical or something advances for you.
Yeah, but
so
anyway,
you
right
just
now,
keep doing you.
Thank you. Thank you. I will. But I'm so excited to be back. I did listen to the pod because I had a lot of
did
downtime
you?
between, because again, my schedule, like, what am I doing? I'm all over the place and wanting to keep tabs on everybody, in a good way, not in a creepy way, as I just said that out loud. But yeah, so I know that you had a repeat guest host.
I did.
And how was that for you?
Yeah, Monica was great. I mean, I think once you get a mic in her hand, you're pretty much you're set. You're set for quite a while.
Yep.
She didn't really want me to chime in a lot either. That was pretty evident.
I mean, sometimes the lift has to be lifted, and God bless. She gets in there. Yeah,
she got real in. She's like, "Should we do more? Should we do more?" And I'm thinking, "What?"
I feel like I'm doing a lot.
Go over every article on the site. So let us know if you liked that in-depth reporting intro. And Jeff and I can go over more and more. More is more. That's my saying. More is more.
More is more. Yes. Damn it. Let's do it.
All right. Should we get into it? Our celeb photos of the week. Please follow along on these looks with us by either checking out the show notes or on our Instagram where they will be posted. We're going to go ahead and, with Monica and I, we were like no hating on the looks. It was like really high each time, like high marks.
We'll see if the endorphins wear off because I don't, or, if they're still with me. If I'm looking at things through rose-colored glasses or if I'm going to be my hating ass self. So
let's hear it. Yeah. Okay. Who do we have first? Katie O'Brien. I don't know which one's Katie. Oh. Okay. There. No, I do.
I also didn't know, so it's not like
you didn't.
Alone.
Oh, I thought you were laughing like it was something thing I should know about. Okay,
it was perfectly. I have no idea. Never. Sorry to Katie. Don't know you. Don't.
Well, we have Katie here, and I think you should explain the look, Jeff.
All right. So how best to describe? So we're at a premiere for what is this project? Maintenance Required, with a number of other people that I sort of know about from Instagram. A sort of like Bixie. It's like a pixie, coiffed. There's some volume in the crown, a little bit of like a hint of a kiss curl kind of thing, like a loose curl. I don't know, like it's okay. I mean, it's a photo dump, so we're seeing a lot of photos over time from this event, and the look holds up. So kudos in terms of whatever hold products were used to make this stay. I don't know, it's okay. What do you think? I think it's like a 5 or 6.
I don't like it. I think you could do so many more. Yep. I mean, I think, Katie has such beautiful jawline. I think you could do a little bit more with it. So I'm going to give it a 2.
Okay.
That's back to my hating ways. I mean, maybe you bring it out in me.
Sorry. Maybe I do. I think we're also going off of like on her gram, the Instagram, because again, I did not know a lick about her.
Same.
I'm looking now, and like she really does cool things with her hair, much more routine.
Just not for the red carpet.
Just for like this specific red carpet, it seems like we maybe played it safe, which is a shame. Don't play it safe, right? No. That's the lesson. No. That is the lesson. All right. Next up, we've got another person. I'm afraid I don't know that.
Matilda Varlian.
So we are looking at photos from the just happened 2025 Victoria's Secret fashion show, which like what a doozy that is back. So this look is another sort of almost bob. I mean, it's curly bob, so it's like definitely grown up pixie bob-ish, super short, curly as hell. It's how do you feel about this?
I mean, it's just kind of a mushroom sort of top looking.
That is a mushroom is perfect.
A curly mushroom.
This is when so as someone who has curly hair myself, we've talked about this, and I've done this cut. It's giving poodle. Like
it is giving poodle.
It's giving poodle.
I think you got to be careful with this cut.
Yeah.
And I think, again, she's got sort of this orb around her, like a metal sort of beam.
Yeah, so it's really calling attention to the shape.
Yeah. I mean, probably worked for that exact setting. I'm going to give it a 4. I don't know. It's just not doing much for me.
I think that's where we should, that's where we should land. The color too, it's just like, it is very poodle. It's very,
looks like Sparky.
Some of the backstage stuff, it does look like Spark. Some of the backstage stuff I like better. I think we really leaned into that shape that maybe we shouldn't have leaned into.
Yeah. Okay, let's move on. Did you rate it?
I think it's like a 4 or 5. I'm with you. Okay. I'm not a fan.
Okay, next up we have Gigi Hadid, who I think is one of the most beautiful women in the world. This is straight off the Victoria's Secret runway last night too. And her look, she's got big old white wings on,
Mhm.
and just kind of a looks to be like a simple updo. Honestly, maybe
Yeah,
it's a French twist in the back
it's
with
looking
some
like a French twist.
side
Hmm.
swept bangs. And
Hmm.
I think it works for this. I mean, you can't have a whole lot of hair when you've got two giant wings connected to you, right? Be too much.
I think you're right. It would be too much. I think it's maybe not enough. It does to me like it's va va boom. Like we've got,
Hmm.
some sort of drama and some height and some volume. It's a good shape. I don't know that this is like the look.
Yeah. I mean,
And
you could do
twice,
more.
yeah, I think like maybe we do it once and then we change it up. So I mean, we've posted about this on our socials. So Jawara was the hair lead for the show.
Yeah.
He talked a lot about the inspo was bombshell hair.
This is it. Yeah.
This,
Think?
I don't know that
No, it's
this
not
is.
bombshell enough. Okay.
That's what I'm saying. I'm saying maybe we could have cranked it up. I mean, this is volume up after all. So I'm just gonna say, I think we could have like
Turned
just.
up, just
Okay,
tweaked it
yeah,
just a
just
little
like a
bit.
little, just a little, and I know like Victoria's Secret it's a mall brand. It's not high fashion. So it's like they're, making all of these sort of negotiations, I guess, but it's a little I'm gonna give it like a 7. How about that?
Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna give it a 7 too.
Yeah, okay. We're going to talk about some top beauty stories. These are things that we found across the internet. And this first one is in the spirit of more is more, I think, which is that Rare Beauty Brands has now acquired Kate Somerville from
Hmm.
Unilever. What do you think about this? There's like lots of moves happening in beauty
Yeah.
all of a sudden.
Yeah, it's in I think Rare is really trying to get sort of a monopoly on each category of the market, right?
Mhm.
And then each kind of price point as well. Because Kate Somerville, I don't know if that's considered luxury. Do you? Like
I think
maybe
luxury
a step
adjacent. I mean, they
below. Yeah,
have, I was going to say exactly, because they've got a number of clinics, they've got,
they do.
they
Yeah.
do. And so from that perspective, like the tie to the actual SD and the pro like that's there, which I don't think you do have with some of the other rare beauty brands
Yeah.
that they've got. So yeah, I mean, from that perspective, you're right. They're like playing in all aspects of the industry.
Yeah.
So
I mean, I don't like big brands just gobbling up brands. Like, I don't know if it was a publicly traded company before or if it
yeah.
was privately owned. I get the privately owned. Certainly, you want to have an exit, but we all know that when that happens, things change, efficiencies are brought in for mass and scale, formulas could
Hmm.
change, all of those
Hmm.
things. So
Hmm. I'm
that's
curious.
kind of the jam. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's always one of these things where it's like this could work out really beautifully for them and for the end user, or it could be, a spectacularly bad thing. So I'm curious. Hmm, hmm.
All right, what do we got next here? GQ is reporting in 9 facial hairstyles that basically always look good. I have never once thought, how many face
Yeah, yeah,
hairstyles are they? Have
yeah.
you? Like, is
No,
it
no, I
called
have
a
a so,
hairstyle?
so
Oh,
I
a
I
facial.
did yeah, I saw this as an option for us to talk about, and I was like, we got to do this because the premise is so laughable. So first of all, there were two
Yeah,
people that put this together. 9 facial hairstyles that basically always look good. So like from the jump, they're telling
like
you like,
not even all the time.
they're
Right.
right. We hope that they like what? That's
And
an intro. But the thing I want to get at is, okay, of these 9 styles that really run the gamut of like a long beard, a short beard, what the fuck? What they did say as one of these things that could basically always look good is a mutton chop. In
absolutely
what
not.
fucking world does
I don't
it
even like
basically?
that word.
Yeah, no. So that's one where I'm like, or we could have just done 8 styles that work basically always all the time.
Just knock that one
You
out.
know what I mean? Like, I feel like they lost me from the very jump. The other ones really are just like
Ew.
variations of a beard, though. So it's like,
Yeah,
what
like
are we
one has a
talking
little
about?
longer, one's not. I'll
Yeah,
tell you what my favorite one is.
go on.
Hold on, I gotta find it. I just passed my head.
The LeBron chin strap,
No, that
which
kind of weird.
basically, again,
It's this.
basically always.
It's the close stubble. I think it's sexy.
Mm. I feel like that is one that is generally understood, like
Yeah,
makeup
we
for
could.
guys.
I
Like,
mean, isn't that what you kind of have? Not that
I think
I'm,
so.
you
No,
know.
yeah, I mean, I sort of go between a shorter beard and stubble because I feel like that's what works for my face. But I saw this and I was like, what are we trying to do here? What are we trying to do?
What are we trying to do?
And also they didn't talk to any pros about this. So they did talk about like things you can do. I don't know. This one,
I think it was a slow news day at
yeah, yeah.
GQ.
And I do think like we maybe could have passed on this. Like somebody could have said, like, guys, I don't. But again, like to qualify the whole thing with basically always, really
Yeah.
like the stakes are so
Is that
low.
journalism? Basically always? Like we
Basically
maybe
always they look
sorta,
good. I
maybe
hope.
sorta, kind of maybe.
Yeah. So, I mean, again, we'll include this in the show notes. I really want everybody to take a look at this and tell us what you think about these
Please do.
picks. If you're similarly confused, I feel like you
Yeah.
will be. Hmm.
Oh man. I actually can't say the next one
Okay.
out
Yeah. Yeah.
loud.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
Yeah. So I will. This is another possibly slow day for this brand.
your favorite people.
Yeah, yeah, my favorites. So Skims has dropped the Ultimate Bush collection. So we've got thongs with all sorts of various hair, sort of like a merkin affixed to the
Oh,
front. To like, I mean, in their
oof.
advertising, they are talking about a 70s bush,
Mm.
which like is rich coming from the woman who famously lasered off every, follicle
How do
from
you
her
know
body.
these things?
Oh, this I think is Kardashian lore. Like they all have,
Really?
oh yeah, I think this is well established. Like go back to Keeping Up with the
Yeah,
Kardashians. They
yeah, yeah.
were lasering off everything.
I mean,
And
I'm
have
kind of pro that, if we're gonna be honest.
Well, I mean, there's no there again, we're not in a place of judging anybody. Like do whatever you want. No hair, some hair, and like this gives you, I guess, the both best of both worlds. I just this for me is one of these things that is like shock value and like who is
Totally.
actually
Yeah.
going to purchase these things? Like
No
that's where
one.
I'm right. So it's like
Are they
we're
for purchase? Honestly, can
yeah,
you?
yes, yes. In the same
Oh
way
my
that they had
God.
that like face wrap thing
Yep.
that
Hmm.
I'm wondering. Um Yeah, like who would again for the shock value? I'm struggling with like where was the intel?
I
What
think it's
market
just a
insight?
little splash in the pan. I bet you they manufactured like 100 of them.
Right, right. So they can
You
sell them
know,
out and say that they sold them out, and I just
right?
again between this and her being on what is it? Call her daddy, call me daddy.
Call her daddy.
Call it, yeah. I mean, like Kim was making the rounds this week. I don't know. It seemed like people were maybe upset about Kris Jenner getting all of the attention for her new face, and
Mm-hmm.
so we had to,
Mm-hmm. Get mommy out of the spotlight.
yeah. Or like King Kylie was too. I don't know. It's like this one threw me. I was surprised.
Do you think she saves it for like a time where she needs some buzz? Like she's got like a whole
Oh,
collection of these ideas
a
already
thousand
produced and it's
percent.
like drop it. Okay.
1,000%. Yes, I think that they're as like cold and calculating as any of one. Like any, yeah, yeah, absolutely. I wonder how many more things you can do though,
Ugh.
in this category,
Yeah, think
you
on
know?
that. Maybe we'll revisit it next week.
I mean, is it going to be like a full boy short with hair? And
Oh
you know
my
what I mean? Like
gosh.
just like where do you go from here?
Yeah.
Um, yeah, this
Oh.
one, this one,
Mm-mm.
this one was a head scratcher, but also like,
Mm-hmm.
a
Par
blatant
for the
grab
course.
for, yeah,
Yeah.
exactly, exactly.
A grab. All right, let's move on from the Kardashians and that specific
Please,
topic.
please.
This week we're talking with Aris Singleton, CEO of Thank God It's Natural, better known as tgin, as a beauty disruptor. She's not only caring for the legacy of her aunt and founder, Tia Donaldson, but also leading the brand's mission to support women battling breast cancer through TGIN Foundation. Make sure that you subscribe, rate, and review, and follow us on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, and TikTok at Read the Tease, and send in questions to volume up at thetease.com.
But before we get to my interview with Aris, let's talk Tease beauty news. These are stories that you got to know about. First up, we've got 6 muck hair products that completely changed my wash day routine. In a world full of overcomplicated routines and overpromised results, Muck Hair Care stands as a refreshing reminder that great hair begins with integrity. The Australian-founded, independently owned brand has remained true to what matters most: clean, vegan, cruelty-free formulas crafted with care and intention. With a commitment to transparency and performance, Muck is proof that simplicity can deliver salon-worthy results. Recently, our digital media coordinator, Alyssa, had the chance to put a few of Muck's hero products to the test on her bob. After several weeks of using 6 different products, head to thet's.com to learn how each earned a permanent spot in her lineup.
Ooh, wow. That's quite a compliment,
I mean,
right?
permanence, like I
Yeah.
mean, as we all know, we are product junkies
Indeed,
swapping
we
in
are.
things and swapping them out. So this is, I think, pretty telling. Did you know that Muck recently restaged?
I did not. But it looks wonderful. I love a good restage. Do you?
Same,
Like,
same. No, I
let's
mean,
freshen it up. Sebastian restaged too. Did you see that? Sebastian Professional?
I'm
Mm-hmm.
I'm very interested in what Sebastian is doing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no, I feel like there's never really a bad time to like shake it up,
Yeah,
honestly.
for
There's
sure.
so much competition for, as we've all established, for attention, for,
Yeah,
the whole thing. So if
whole
you
thing.
can, and we know that it's so fucking expensive,
Yeah,
if you can,
totally.
worth it.
Mix it up, worth it. Next up, Rachel Polycarp on how to get Olivia Dean's big and bodacious ACL Music Festival texture. The Art of Loving singer Olivia Dean stunned on stage at Austin City Limits Music Festival on day 2. Dean's known in equal parts for her infectious, easy breezy sound and effortless hair, and her ACL performance delivered on both. Her hair, heavy on the volume, was styled by Rachel Polycarp using products from Mark Anthony True Professional, salon quality, affordable hair care. Polycarp tells the D's achieving Olivia's big and bodacious texture for the ACL Music Fest may seem simple at first, but the result really pulls together with a couple of great products and a little strategy to beat that Texas heat. Head to thetease.com for a detailed breakdown. Jeff, how does your hair handle Texas heat? Does it just get
It
curlier?
doesn't. It doesn't. It does. Yeah, no, it is a limp. I mean, we talked about poodle hair a little bit earlier. That
Yeah.
is, the fear. So this how to I liked because it was acknowledging the fact that heat and
Yes.
humidity not necessarily a friend of someone with some texture.
Yes.
Yeah, but I will say I'm obsessed with Olivia Dean. I feel like I'm not alone in this. People online. I mean, like TikTok, all of her
Totally.
songs are everywhere. But so yeah, I was excited that this came to the tease because
And I
I'm all
mean,
about her.
truly, the Mark Anthony True Professional products must be fantastic because her hair is a huge bouffant.
Hmm.
And again, I bet it was hot as heck and it held. So I'm here for that. I like the volume and I need it to stay there.
I think what makes this even more exciting is, and we were talking about Monica guest host just a few minutes ago. She actually saw Olivia Dean at ACL, and said she looked incredible in person. So the look really held up from stage, which we love to see. Thank you so much to our contributors and editors for this week's beauty news. And don't forget to check out more stories like these over on thetease.com.
Now, stay tuned for Jeff's interview with Aris Singleton.
Aris Singleton serves as the dynamic CEO at the helm of Thank God It's Natural, TGIN, one of the leading textured hair care brands sold in retailers such as Target, Walmart, Ulta Beauty, Sally Beauty, Walgreens, CVS, and numerous other national and international outlets, as well as online platforms. Her journey with TGIN commenced in its nascent stages back in July of 2009. After completing her BA in finance from Texas Southern University, she rejoined TGIN as a rotational employee in May of 2017. As one of the youngest CEOs in the beauty industry, her remarkable achievements haven't gone unnoticed. Aris has graced the pages of esteemed publications such as Rolling Out and the Chicago Defender's Women of Excellence, and was recently highlighted as Walmart's SheEO Beauty Disruptor. She continues to grow the brand while honoring the legacy of her late aunt and TGIN founder, Christia Donaldson, who passed away from breast cancer in 2021. Beyond its commercial success, TGIN is deeply committed to community impact. Through the TGIN Foundation, the brand supports women battling breast cancer, raises awareness about health disparities, and advocates for early detection, especially among women under 40. Although breast cancer mortality rates have declined overall, African American women still face disproportionately higher death rates. The foundation is working to close that gap. Eris, welcome to Volume Up. How's it going?
It's going well. How are you, Jeffrey?
I am so good. I'm thrilled to be chatting with you. You've cleared something up for me pre-pod, which had always been in the back of my head. How am I supposed to say this? But we're going to get into that and so much more. First, we're going to go to the beginning. This is what we ask of all of our guests when we come to the pod. How did you get into beauty? And you in particular, because you are one of the youngest CEOs in our industry. So I want to understand, like, what did that look like? Did you always know beauty was going to be it for you? Talk to me about that.
So, Jeffrey, beauty was never my passion from the
Okay.
start,
Okay.
if you will. But if I think back to my childhood, I was always taught you keep your hair done, you know, you look good, you feel good. So
Hmm.
mom, dad always told me never walk out the house looking crazy.
Hmm.
And when I was allowed to wear makeup, you know, I was wearing makeup. But if I take you back along my career, like I went to college for finance. I have a
Hmm.
degree in finance. Never thought of beauty. I thought I was going to go work for one of the big three.
Hmm.
Crazy. And that did not end up happening. My college journey, it actually took me about 6 years to finish school because I
Yeah,
was all over the place. But long and
that's real.
short, my aunt called me up one day and said, "Hey, I need you to come help me while my assistant is out on maternity leave. I just need you here for 6 months." I was like, "No, I've worked for you before. You're nuts. Like, let's focus on the aunt and niece dynamic.
Uh-huh.
I can't work for you." And I mean, I hate to say she begged, but she dang near begged. And here I am 8 years later. I was not supposed to be here that long.
Wow, wow, wow. Okay, so for those that are not aware, who is
Mhm.
your aunt? And what is the company that you're talking about?
Yeah, so the company is tgin. It stands for Thank God It's Natural. But it was founded by my aunt, Christia Donaldson, back in 2009. Long and short, she wrote this book about her natural hair care journey. And actually, at that time, she was a corporate attorney. She was a
Mhm.
Harvard trained attorney. And she's like, I'm going to write a book about my hair and my spirit, my experience in corporate America. And my mother and I thought that she was crazy. We're like, you have this great job and you kind of like want to venture into entrepreneurship.
Mhm.
And, you know, like that wasn't really the thing back in the early 2000s. But she took a leap of faith and the book sold really well. And a few years later, she launched her first five products. And we turned 16 this year.
Wow, congratulations.
Thank
Such
you.
a legacy and important brand.
Mhm.
Really, really, as I said to you, thrilled to be having you here talking about this. And we're going to get into more about it, but I did want to just
Mhm.
make sure that everybody knew what we were
Yes.
talking about because it's not just anybody's aunt. Like, it's not that auntie.
No.
No, this is a big deal. Um,
Yes.
tell me a little bit about the lessons that you learned or you were picking up early in your career. I mean, as you said, you were thinking finance, the big
Mhm.
three. Your aunt gives you a call. I need some help. Like, what was it
Yeah.
that made you make that leap? Talk to me about that.
Oh my gosh. So I started with her in high school. So I'm shipping books, soaps, and oils. This is before she even had products. So I've always been in the background of the business.
Mhm.
I was running Twitter back before Instagram was even a thing. Like this is when Twitter was like new. You know what I'm
And when
talking
it
about,
was
Jeffrey?
really poppin' for the natural hair
Yes.
community, I mean, like that, you were in the thick of it.
Exactly. That was me behind the page.
Oh,
So I was doing that, and I always looked up to my aunt. We were only 14 years apart,
mm,
so it we didn't really have like that aunt and niece relationship, but it
mm,
was more like, okay, she's kind of like an older sister.
mhm.
So I always wanted to be like her. I'm like, okay, I went to the same high school, and then she went off to Harvard. I was like, I know I don't want to go to Harvard. No shade to Harvard, but I wanted to study what she studied. So she
Mm.
studied econ, and I got into econ and I was like, wow, I'm terrible at this. Let me go to finance. I know in finance, I'll always have a job. So,
Mm,
really,
true.
that was why I picked it. And like I said, my college career was all over the place. I would start, and stop. And finally, I finished, or I was probably about a semester out. And she's like, I need your help.
Mhm.
And I needed money, Jeffrey.
Mm, yeah,
So
it's a good
I'm like,
motivator.
yeah, I need money. So I said, you know what? To heck with it. Like, let me go and work with her.
Um,
It worked out for me.
Yeah, it clearly. And here you
Mhm.
are. Tell me, when you were stepping into this position, at
Mhm.
such a young age,
Yeah.
I would imagine that there were challenges.
Mhm.
Talk to me about what they were, because I feel like this is not known to other people. I mean, you're thrown into it.
Yeah.
What were you experiencing?
So I became CEO at the age of 28 years old. I had just turned 28 years
Mm,
old. And Christia had passed away in November of 2021 from stage 4 breast cancer. And it was so unexpected and so shocking to me because she had beat it. This was like
mm,
her third round
mm,
with it, but she would always beat it. So, when she's like, okay, the cancer's back, I'm like, okay, we're gonna fight just like we fought
Hmm.
last time, and we're gonna be okay. And Jeffrey, it brings tears and just so many mix of emotions because the morning that she passed, she called me and said, I'm so proud of you. We got this. And I'm like, yeah, I was like, yeah, we got this. I'm like, okay, you're going to be home from the hospital.
Hmm.
And later that evening, she had passed. That was a Saturday. Sunday, I woke up and I was CEO and I was like, what the?
Yeah.
Yeah. So that experience, not only personally, but
Mm.
professionally, just like takes you to another level. Not
Hmm.
only did I have to make sure, like, okay, reassure my team, like, we're going to be good, like, you're
Hmm.
going to be paid. I had to talk to our retailers, Target, Ulta, Walmart. They were used to seeing her, talking to her.
Hmm.
They knew who I was. I had been in the background, but I had to reassure them like, yeah, it's business as usual. I know someone just died and I will grieve when the time is right to grieve, but we got to keep handling business.
Oof. I can't even imagine, honestly. I mean, as you're describing it, I mean, the like huge personal loss, and
Yeah.
you're talking about the connection, how close you were in age. But
Hmm.
then, yeah, I mean, as you're saying, like there's still work that needs to be done, and you've got all of this
Absolutely.
responsibility, these team members. Um,
Yeah.
and at the same time, you were very interested in making sure that that legacy was maintained from the jump.
Absolutely.
You just
Hmm.
mentioned the retailers. I mean, like TGIN is a big, well-known brand
Yeah.
with important links to the community. So,
Yeah.
talk to me a little bit about like what that was like for you, ensuring again from the jump that the natural hair care space was well served by you at the helm.
Yeah. So I think people, not only, like you said, TGIN, people know the brand, but after Christia's passing, people were looking really zeroed in on the brand. And,
Hmm.
during that time, brands like TGIN were selling. So
Hmm.
people were really looking at me like, okay,
What are you gonna do?
what
Hmm.
is her niece gonna do? Are you gonna
Hmm.
keep this thing? Or, and just transparent, Jeffrey, like in the textured hair space, when we sell to larger companies, it just does not it just does not go well for us. Like, let's be honest. But you see,
Well,
you
okay.
know,
Do you mind, Eris? What do you mean by
yeah,
that? I think that I know, but for our
hmm,
listeners who are not picking up on the
yeah,
visual cues, like when you say that, I mean within, and this has happened. There's
hmm,
example after example like, after example. But what do you mean by
yeah.
that?
What's is it Halle Bieber,
Yes,
Justin Bieber's wife? Didn't she just sell her company? And it was just like,
for a
oh
cool
my
billion.
gosh, yes,
Yeah.
a big to do. And while I love that for her, and again, I think I bring two different perspectives
Hmm.
because I am a business owner. The
Hmm.
purpose of business, one, is to make money, but I make sure I do it ethically, and
Hmm.
I keep my consumers in mind. And you want to sell. I may not want to do this for the rest of my life,
Of course. Yeah.
So people have to understand like the purpose of business. This is what people do. But again, in the textured hair space, the Black community, it is frowned upon. It's like you're selling, you sold out.
Sold out,
And I
and
get it.
and
Yeah.
these the conglomerates don't necessarily maintain the same level of
No,
care. The formulations
no.
often change. It's diluted down to something that's less efficacious. And there's a real sense of betrayal, particularly among
Yes,
this community. And I know that you knew
absolutely.
that. And so, talk to me about what you were grappling with then, knowing that you've got to
Yeah.
take up this mantle and do right by the community, but also
Mhm.
worry about the bottom line.
Yeah. So for me, I knew I wanted to drive this business and really um focus in on Christia's legacy. Christia was only 42 when she passed away.
Incredibly sad.
So I'm like, I owe it to her. I'm like, my aunt worked so hard, sacrificed so much. She wasn't married, didn't have any children. She gave her all to this brand.
Hmm.
And she was really passionate about helping young women, young entrepreneurs, really just pivot and focus on entrepreneurship, pivot from corporate. Um, so I feel like I owed it to her. And then, eventually I was like, okay, this is something that I'm really passionate about. So in business, Jeffrey, like whatever decisions that I make, I keep my consumers. top of mind. What do
Mm.
my consumers want? I'm not just throwing out stuff on the shelf hoping that it sells. Like, I'm listening, I'm doing research. I'm always listening to an article, always a podcast. I feel like I'm always doing something,
Like those Twitter
to
days.
focus on the business. Yes, exactly. So I think again, and then you're asking, but still focusing on profit. Hey, I gotta be I have to be
Mhm.
profitable if I want to stay in business, but I make sure I keep my consumers first.
So tell me if you could about the assortment. What is
Mhm.
TGIN working with these days? You mentioned again you were
Mhm.
in the very early days before the hair care products were fleshed out. So talk to me about like what are we working with the current assortment?
Yes, so I am focusing in and we're strictly doing hair. We had, a few things in body and
Mhm.
whatnot, but, focusing on the shampoos, the conditioners, but I am pivoting.
Oh,
Yes.
okay,
Or
a little
have
scoop.
pit. Yes. And I realized when I looked at our assortment, probably about 2, 3 years ago, I said, okay, we have these great products to focus on like your wash day
Mhm.
and hair maintenance, but we need some stylers. I'm like, I am the natural hair girl who likes to style my hair.
Mhm.
With the humidity here in Chicago, and I lived in Houston at one
Ooh,
point.
ooh.
Me personally, Jeffrey, I was not wearing my hair in a wash and go
Mhm.
because it was going to be looking crazy by the
Yep.
end of the day. So I'm a natural hair girl that likes, that styles her hair. And I said,
Mhm.
we don't have any stylers for our consumers. So
Mm.
I focused on that. I launched the Miracle Styling Collection at the beginning of 2024 that focused on that. And now I'm getting into some new things I just can't share yet, but be on the
Well, we'll have you come
watch.
back. Well, when you are
Yes.
able to share, you can share. But yeah, important. And because you're right, there's so much competition
Hmm.
within this space in particular, and then to not have stylers is an issue.
Hmm.
And again, you're addressing the consumer's need. You
Yes.
know it better than anyone else. These pain points are yours,
Okay.
are theirs. Talk to me about other pivotal moments with TGIN since you've become CEO.
I think, as I shared, I think that first pivotal moment for me was after Christia passed.
Mhm.
I'm like, okay, I have to leave this thing. Um, then I will take us back to about a year ago. I was able to launch the brand into the EU and UK market. And that was, thank you, that was a
Mhm.
really big deal for me, for the brand. And it was one of Christia's dreams. It is not easy launching into international
No,
markets
no.
at all. The consumer is different. What you can put in products, the ingredients,
Mhm.
the ounce, they do milliliters over there. I'm
Yep,
like
yep,
trying to
yep.
convert. I mean, labeling, all my labeling has to be in French.
Mhm,
It is just, it's not easy and it's very expensive, but
mhm.
we did it. So I'm so happy. TGIN can now be found overseas.
Congratulations. That's such a big deal.
Thank
I
you.
was at a conference this past weekend, and there was a hair artist, Letitia
Hmm.
Kai, who does lots
Hmm.
of hair sculptures
I've
that are
seen
sort of,
that. I've
yep,
seen
yep.
that. Uh huh.
She was talking about early days in the natural hair community when she was trying to go natural, that she was looking to YouTube and all of these places for, content to like figure it out. But the
Yeah.
issue was the lack of availability of these high quality products where she
Yep.
was at. And so it's so important, as you said, like it's a huge milestone, obviously, for you as a brand, but like the reach, the need is so much greater in these
Oh,
places where
yeah.
they've not had these kinds of products before.
Yes.
So shout out to you. Shout out to
Thank
TGIN. Such
you.
a big deal. We talked about this a few times. You mentioned some retailers, and you're
Mhm.
working with some of our country's biggest: Target, Ulta,
Mhm.
Walmart, CVS. How are you maintaining these kinds of relationships? I would imagine it can be daunting. You said like
Mhm.
you were in the back, you understood the sort of dynamic when your aunt was at the helm, but
Mhm.
then you being at the helm, how do
Yeah.
you make it work? I mean, what are the considerations that you're making to make sure that they're happy so that you can continue to stock?
Yeah. And fortunately for me, Christia had me in everything. So
Mm,
again, my background was
mm,
finance,
mhm,
but I was all over the company. She's like, okay, sit in the sales meeting, sit in ops, sit in this, and this. And when it was time for me to take over, I understood. I was like, oh my gosh, she was preparing me for
Mm.
this. So I knew the contacts at Ulta and Walmart and Target. And so these retailers were familiar with me. So after her transition, they're like, okay, we know Eris. Okay.
Mhm.
So, and I knew where the bodies were buried,
Mm.
if you will.
Yep.
I knew how to keep, shipping pallets
Yep.
and,
Important
keep,
though, but
yeah,
these are very important things for retailers. Yep.
absolutely. Absolutely. So I was able to keep that going. I will say people automatically think, oh, I want to be in
Mm.
big box retailers.
Mhm.
You gotta have your stuff together. You have to have it together. We launched into Target in 2015.
Mhm.
So we've been with Target over 10 years. And, things are ever so changing. Right now, the landscape at Target is, let's just say what it is, Jeffrey. Like
Yep.
they're they're down. Like I'm looking at the numbers, I'm looking at the
Mhm.
data.
Mhm.
It's not it's not
Mhm.
looking good. Foot traffic in the last 6 months has slowed,
Mhm. I
and
mean, and this is
it's impacting us all.
it certainly is, and this
Mhm.
is because of decisions that they made. And so, to your
Yeah.
comment about, everybody wants to work with big box retailer. Sometimes they make a pivot, and they
Yeah.
decide to do things that are maybe not in alignment with a business. I'm not putting words in your
Yeah.
mouth, but yeah, I mean, there's obviously very active boycotts of that retailer.
Absolutely.
And for good reason, which is important then that you have relationships with others. But it's important because, they do things that are maybe not in the best interest of your business.
Mhm. Absolutely, Jeffrey. If if I can give one message to business owners, don't put your eggs in one basket, diversify your portfolio. And most importantly, if you sell, a service or you sell a product, make sure your .com, your
Say it.
own platform is together. Okay. I got to be honest with you. We were in all of these big box retailers
Mhm.
and we were dealing with, I'm not even going to say the platform, but now we're on Shopify and it makes a huge difference.
Mm.
A huge difference. But for years, we've just been on Shopify in the last 2 years.
Mm.
So for the past 14 years of doing business, we were on these platforms that just weren't, and like us shipping and having our own platform was just, it was a hot mess. We had to be in retailers. So make sure you've got your own stuff together before you go hopping into these big box
I mean,
retailers.
these are important gems, Eris. Thank you for keeping it real. This is so important though, and I think like
Yeah.
people think like, oh, I don't know, they romanticize this and everybody can do it. There's like this push, particularly
Mhm.
here in beauty, to like really just be an entrepreneur. But there are these things that you got to deal with in order to make money at the
Yeah.
end of the day. So
It
yeah,
costs
thank
to
you.
be on that show. Hello.
It, but it does. Speaking of shelves,
Mhm.
what are like the best selling products that TGIN has?
Oh my gosh. So I would say some of our best sellers, it's the Buttercream Daily Moisturizer. And it's just that, a daily moisturizer. I'd say our Rosewater Curl Refresher, that's my favorite
Oh, I
when
was
I
gonna
am
ask, what
wearing
is
my
your?
hair.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, when I am wearing my hair curly. Another one, I would say our wax stick.
Hmm. On
There are
board.
only a few beauty brands out here that make wax sticks. TGIN is the only textured hair brand that makes a wax stick. And it's just, I mean, when you have flyaways, you want to
Mhm.
wear a slick back bun, it's okay. She's actually my favorite. And then I was our leave in conditioner. And let me see, one more. Our honey miracle hair mask.
Hmm. I
Always
think,
love a mask.
I mean, who doesn't? And
Yeah.
particularly right now, it's hot. There's all sorts of damage that we're doing to our hair.
Yes.
Like,
Okay,
if
look,
you, yeah,
blue hair.
might need a mask.
Yes.
Uh, so if you could tell me a
Mhm.
little bit about like the most exciting hair care trends. I mean, you talked about that there's something that's in the works, but like more
Yes.
generally, slickbacks are
Mhm.
very, very popular right now. People are
Okay.
trying and maybe damaging their hair as a result. If they were using TGIN, they wouldn't be.
Mhm.
But what are other sorts of things that are
Hello.
popping out that you're really excited about?
Okay, what I'm really excited about is like the wellness meeting beauty.
Mm,
And for us, it comes natural, I'd say, because we have the TGIN Foundation
mhm,
that's focused on breast wellness and breast health for women in Chicago under 40. Christia started this foundation after she was diagnosed with breast cancer at the age of 36. So for us, I see it's like a movement and a
mhm,
trend, but for us, it's in our DNA. Like this is
mm,
a part of TGIN's um, heritage, if you will.
mhm.
So,
Yeah.
um, yeah, I really love seeing where beauty meets wellness. So we've really been tapping into that, but I love how other brands have been tapping into it as
I
well.
was gonna say you guys were very much at the beginning, at
Hmm.
the vanguard of this movement, which, as you said, like it's
Yeah.
catching some momentum, and I think that it's helped that as of late there's been some important discoveries about
Hmm.
linkages that were already understood within the Black community
Hmm.
around specific product and cancers and other
Yeah,
harmful effects. But now we're seeing it in
absolutely.
white papers, we're seeing it in research papers,
Yep.
that ovarian cancer, breast cancer, all of these things linked to harmful chemicals that have been,
Yeah.
not regulated in hair care products.
Hmm.
So again, I'm like, shout out to you guys for being mindful of these
Hey.
things well before. And it's a
Yeah.
shame though that this was because of your aunt's own experience with cancer. Talk to
Yeah.
me about why early detection is so important.
Oh my goodness. For us, early detection is so important. Again, Christia was 36 years old, diagnosed with stage 4 breast
Yeah,
cancer. She did not tell
wild.
us it was stage 4.
Oof.
Breast cancer does not run in our family.
Ugh.
So we're like, where did this come from?
Mm.
And again, you're thinking, Christia's like, I felt something, but she's like, I'm 35 years old.
Yeah,
She's
it's
like,
not. It can't be.
why would I have breast cancer?
Hmm.
It's so random. So it's so important, and that's why the foundation really pushes for women under 40 because you're seeing it much more often now. But my I think I'm just really angry with the healthcare landscape right now
Mm.
because why are we still telling women like, okay, you wait to get a mammogram after 50?
Mhm.
Figure it out. I'm like, let's get some funds. Like the standards should change, especially like Jeffrey, let's be honest, like the food has changed.
Mhm.
Now there's like chemicals and stuff in the air. So it's like the world has evolved and we've got to evolve with it. We've got to start going to the doctors more. It's just, I don't know. For me, it's like Christia should not have died.
No, no. I mean,
She
it's
should not have
certainly
died.
breast cancer. Yeah, taking far too many women and men,
Yes.
much too young, and in numbers
Yeah.
that just are unfathomable.
Yeah.
And particularly when, as you said, like some of these linkages could be better understood, better communicated. We could avoid some of these things sooner
Mhm.
in order to, not experience these kinds of rates of
Yeah.
cancer. And obviously, it is disproportionate to communities of color or those that are experiencing use
Absolutely.
of some of these really harmful products, which again is just like a
Mhm.
absolute shame. Talk to me about what you envision TGIN's role is in sort of steering this evolution towards more mindfulness, more awareness
Mhm.
around where we can be more sort of
Yeah.
holistic minded.
Yeah, so I'm really focusing in this next season personally and professionally on balance,
Mm.
if you will. I do believe you can have it all, but not at the same time. You
True.
have to balance. So like right now I'm focused on my health and my wellness. And right it's like I can't be the best CEO if I'm not healthy and I'm not whole. So
Hmm.
I used to say, okay, I've got an early work meeting or I've got to do this. Okay, I can't exercise. No. If I'm not able to get to the gym, Jeffrey, I got to hit the hot girl walk. We got to do our 30 minutes outside and you don't have to do it all at once, but get up and take a walk, drink your water, drink your matcha. I got to slow down on the coffee.
I was gonna say, yeah, we all, but matcha's got a
Whatever.
lot of caffeine too. So you gotta,
Okay,
it's really
look,
the water. The water is when you said that, I'm like, oh, looking at my own.
look, we're gonna drink both.
Hmm.
We're drinking
Hmm.
matcha and coffee. But eat better. I'm learning. to balance, yeah, maybe let's not have a cheeseburger every day. I never ate
Mm.
a cheeseburger every day,
Mm.
but you get what I'm saying.
Yeah, yeah,
It's like,
yeah.
okay, once a week, we're going to splurge. We're going to eat the cake, but we're also going to go for a walk. So I
Mm.
think that's where I am in my life, where it's like, okay, I can have it, but in moderation and just the timing. So in that me doing that shows up in business. And
Mhm.
then also my team is looking at me. I am leading an organization and I'm responsible for 30 plus people. And then, whoever looks at me or follows me on Instagram, they're looking at me and I'm making sure I'm being honest. I'm like, hey, like, yeah, you see me off doing this and being a boss, but I'm also taking care of myself and
Mm.
my sanity.
It's so important to talk about, honestly, because
Hmm.
I think like there's there's all of these memes of like the world's on fire, and then we're posting about like, hey guys, all of it, and it's like,
The Jet 2
yeah,
holiday.
the jet exactly. You got to take care of you. And
Yeah.
it's inspiring to hear like a CEO of a
Hmm.
company that is looked to saying these things because if you're not right, you're not going to be able to do right.
No.
Um, I am curious. I mean, we talked about this at the
Hmm.
beginning of the conversation when you were behind the keyboard on Twitter for brand. In those early days of Twitter, particularly the natural hair care space, there was so much chatter and advice from people that are maybe not the best people to give advice. How do you ensure that TGIN is at the forefront of providing education that's vetted, that is helpful, that's useful,
Hmm.
and that doesn't harm? Because unfortunately, this has been a thing where people take advice from it worked for me, and therefore, and then they're experiencing loss, they're experiencing breakage, they're all of these other issues that because they were listening to a snake oil salesperson. Talk to me about your approach to education.
Oh, that's a great question. Because recently, I'd say within the last year, we've really zoned in on science-backed formulas. Yes, you can, when you're, coming up with these formulas, of course the chemist is doing it, but we're really focusing on the science portion. So we're looking at different ingredients. Okay, how does this um what does this do to your body? Not only to your hair, but like,
Hmm.
is this good for your body? So, really focusing on that. And then we started to make educational videos. So, we're working on our YouTube and a library so people can go to a trusted resource. And not only are you seeing a stylist or a model, but you're also getting advice from an expert. So, that's coming. And I'm super, super excited.
Amazing. Talk to me about what's next. I mean, there's obviously
Mhm,
more product that's coming, and you'll come back and you'll tell me when you can tell me
mhm.
about that.
Yes.
Other things. I mean, you have worked with celebrity hairstylists of late in the past
Mhm.
years. You've been
Yes.
really making a move to be on the red carpet, which is very exciting. What are other
Mhm.
things that are in the works that you can tell our listeners about?
Okay, so, uh, we do have something new launching within the next, few months,
Okay.
but
Okay.
it I'm so proud, and, like, Jeffrey, without saying too much, I'm just so proud of myself and my team for, like, the innovation. It's like we really not only listen to our consumers, but we're like, how can we be different? How can we be innovative? And I just say you're really gonna see science meet beauty in this next season for TGIN. So that's that. We
Okay.
also have really focusing on the EU and UK market. Um, you just can't launch
Hmm.
overseas and just,
Leave it.
pray and
Yep.
cross your
Hope for the
fingers
best.
like, hey, I hope it does well.
Yep.
No, 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 no. So I go over across the pond at least twice a year.
Oof.
I love it. I love it
Mm.
though.
Okay.
I've always loved London and Paris. But I'm really meeting with my distributor over there, doing research, looking at different events and activations to do because again, that's a different consumer.
Hmm.
And I say this with the utmost respect, but they're a little behind
Hmm.
because they didn't have these products available. So
Hmm.
it's like in one I'm trying to, get the consumer here, and you have to be innovative. And then for the EU and UK consumer, I'm like, come on,
Yeah, bringing them up
we
to
need
speed.
you to, yeah, yes, I'm trying to bring them up to speed. So, really exciting things going on.
Ooh, ooh, I'm so
Yeah.
excited for you. And again, you're going to come back and tell us all about it when you
Yeah.
can. Um, if you could, so much of
Hmm.
this pod is around, imparting advice, words of wisdom, to people that are not in your position right now, but are maybe aspiring
Hmm.
to it. So tell me, if you could, some words of advice for other young women, especially women of color, especially Black women, who are
Hmm.
aspiring to leadership roles like your own.
I love when I get this question, but recently, what I've been learning, know your numbers. You're an entrepreneur, you're in corporate, know the numbers, know the financials, your COGS, your margins. It makes a world of a difference. That's number one. And two, surround yourself with smart people. If you're the smartest in the room, you're in the wrong room. When I stepped into this position at 28, yes, I knew TGIN, but this was really all of my experience. So I made sure I surrounded myself with different mentors in the industry and outside of the industry, like random industries
So
that,
important, though.
yeah, businesses that are booming though. And here I am 4 years later, I still have these relationships, still, my mentors. Actually just talked to my mentor today, and I'm like, okay, I need a meeting right now. I need a meeting stat, but surround yourself with people, who care about you, want to see you grow, want to see the business grows. But like I said, if you're the smartest person in the room, you're in the wrong room. You're
Period.
in the wrong room.
All right. Before we get into
Yep.
our quick takes, where can people
Hmm.
find you and where can they find TGIN? You talked about the ecom. Let's
Yes.
plug the
Hmm.
website and we'll include everything in the show notes.
Yes. So you can find TGIN at www.tginatural.com. You can find us on Instagram at TGI Natural. All of your big box retailers, Target, Ulta, Walmart, but shop online with the brand.
Do that. Do that, y'all. Okay. Eris, before we let you go, we're going to do our quick
Mhm,
takes. These are the questions we ask of all of our guests. So the same
mhm.
things. Don't think about it for too long. First
Okay.
thing, what is your go-to song, playlist, podcast that you're listening to while you're working? Or, and we've had this happen a bunch on the pod, people are like, I actually can't. I got to be completely silent.
Mhm.
So where do you
Yeah.
fall? And then if you are listening to stuff, what is it?
If I'm listening to music, it's got to be lo-fi beats, because if I turn on music, I'm going to start singing. I'm having a concert. If I'm listening to a podcast, it's Emma, my girl from Good American.
Mhm.
Absolutely love her, and she's always dropping gems. So that's that.
Boom. What is a bucket list item that you most want to check off in the next 6 months? It sounds like you're up to some big stuff already. But bucket list, if you can do something, what's it going to be?
Mm. I would focus on the personal. I would really like to go skydiving, and I've been pushing it off. Yeah,
Okay.
I want to skydive.
I want that for you too. Let's make that happen. Tell your team. What is a current social media trend that you just don't understand?
Oh, I just don't understand. I don't know. That's a good one. Can I tell you the one that I love?
Yeah, yes, please do that.
First of all, nothing beats a Jet 2 holiday. When I tell you I've been saying it for the past month, I think
Did-
I've never not seen a Jet 2 holiday video that wasn't funny.
I feel like this might be the one that you hate in the future, but you love it right now, so we'll take it.
Yes.
I love them every time, every time.
Oh my gosh.
If you could have an
Hmm.
unlimited supply of one thing for the rest of your life, what would you pick?
First class airline tickets
Oh,
to anywhere in the world. Yep.
boom,
Yeah.
boom,
Travel's getting
easy.
a little expensive.
And you want to travel.
Yeah.
Eris, it's been a pleasure getting to know you. Again, you're
Yes.
gonna come back though. You're gonna tell us more about TGIN when you
Absolutely.
were able to do so, when the team's not saying keep it under wraps.
They're gonna be
But yeah,
like,
this was
"Shh."
such a fun time.
This was fun. Thank you so much, Jeffrey. Love your energy.
I mean, youngest CEO, that is incredible,
Hustler,
right? Like,
so good. Yep.
so good. So smart at such a young age. I loved this interview. Be sure to hit subscribe, rate, and review, and follow us on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, and TikTok at Read the Tease, and send in questions to volumeup@thetease.com.
Volume Up is a Tease Media production. This episode was produced by Monica Hickey and Madeline Hickey. James Arbache is our editor and audio engineer. Thank you to our creative team for the custom Volume Up theme song and for putting together the graphics and videos for this episode.